because future generations will want to know. During the Civil War sesquicentennial years, Re-enactors, Oak Hill Studio, and Heritage Media LLC are partnering to produce the American Civil War series within the History Storyboards program. The series will feature top living history interpreters as they explore why our nation divided, why over 700,000 Americans died, the people who shaped the Civil War, and what those personalities thought. 21st century technology will capture the interpreters' performances and virtually keep the grand Civil War personalities, moments, and questions alive. The videos will be posted to YouTube, freely available to all as resources for learning and enjoyment. As an example, please consider the following excerpt from a future video in the History Storyboards The American Civil War series. In Letters from Stonewall, Kelly Hinson portrays Anna Jackson's reflections about her late husband.
Hetty now came in, bearing the baby Julia. And although he had almost ceased to notice anything, from the moment that they entered the room, his countenance brightened, and he never smiled more sweetly as he said, "Little darling, sweet one," and she was placed on the bed next to him. He looked at her and smiled for long moments, and then he closed his eyes as if in prayer. And she, though suffering from a long absence from her mother, seemed to forget her discomfort. The joy of seeing his loving face beamed down on her once more. And she looked up at him and smiled as long as he continued to notice her. Tears were shed over that dying bed by strong men who were unused to weep. And it was touching to see the genuine grief of his servant Jim, who nursed him faithfully to the end. He now sank rapidly into unconsciousness, murmuring disconnected words occasionally, when all at once he spoke out very distinctly and cheerfully the beautiful sentence which has become immortal as his last. "Let us cross over the river and rest under the shade of the trees."
The Re-enactor Oak Hill Studio Heritage Media Partnership is undertaking the History Storyboards project on a not-for-profit basis. However, costs related to travel to shooting locations are a reality. We are currently seeking sponsorships to cover modest program expenses for the first series in the History Storyboards program. Thank you for your kind consideration.